Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to cover the key topics in AI engineering. So nowadays, especially in the software industry, AI is dominating in every sector. So everyone is believing that AI is going to replace the current jobs, but that's not true. AI is going to increase your productivity. The persons with AI skill set is going to replace you guys if you haven't upskill yourself to AI. So here are some basic concepts I'm covering in this tutorial. So those topics are MCP, LLMs, and AI agents. So coming to LLMs. So what are LLMs? So LLMs are large language models. So basically, AI systems are trained in billions of data into it, and these agents are trained in such a way that if you ask any question, it's going to provide you with some answers and you have fortunately or unfortunately you might have used these LLMs by knowingly or unknowingly. So you might be aware of generating the images. You might have done that too. So generating the ghibli art or generating some graphic images, and these can be done using Gemini, Google Gemini, or ChatGPT. So those are also LLMs. Okay, so basically these LLMs are intellectual brains, I can say intelligent brains, because they have the whole, they trained with billions of data, so they are intelligent brain. And if you ask any question, so based on some pattern, they are going to generate the data. But this data is not 100% correct. So every time we need to cross check before going ahead. So some of the examples of these LLMs are ChatGPT, Cloud, Grok, and we have Google Gemini, and some others are there. So there is a drawback for these LLMs. If you wanted to, perform an action using these LLMs, they can't do that. They cannot interact with any external tools. For example, if you wanted to open Facebook, if you ask LLM, it won't open. It will just give you suggestions, like you need to open Chrome, you need to enter the URL. Like it will give the suggestions, but it will not provide actions on the external tools if you wanted to do some actions. So this is that is where AI agents come into picture. So AI agents are LLMs with some superpowers. LLMs are having intelligent brain to perform the actions. They need a human body kind of thing. So those are agents. Coming to the agents. So agents are workers of the AI world. So I can compare these agents with the human beings also, human body or some robots. So LLMs are brain and agents are a human body with some hands, legs, nervous system. So if you ask a person to perform an action, so he immediately his brain starts thinking, what is this question and what should be the answer? So what should I perform task? So it will send signal through his nervous system. It will send the signals to hands, legs to perform the specific action, and accordingly it will do. So similarly in AI also same thing. So LLMs are the brain and the tools are hands and legs. So the orchestration layer is the nervous system. So whenever you ask or provide a task to agents, agents simply give the same question to LLM and get the answer, and it will perform the actions using its tools like hands, legs. Okay, here we can give some examples like API, databases, browsers. Okay, I can give you one example. If you wanted an agent to send an email to X person, so if you ask LLM, it won't send the LLM. It won't send the email. It will simply say you need to open Gmail, write the text to address, and click on send button. But whereas if you ask an agent, the same steps will be used to perform the actions. It will ask LLM and get the instructions, and it will perform the action on your email application. So that's the advantage of AI agents. But this AI agents need some detailed instructions. It will not simply go ahead and perform the actions on its own. It need to be given detailed instructions. For example, if you wanted to open a Facebook, it's not exactly sure in which browser it needs to be open. It might be Chrome or Firefox. You need to provide the instructions which Chrome browser, which browser you need to use, what version you need to use. So that's the reason it will be difficult to perform the actions without proper instructions. You need to give proper instructions. So that's where the MCP comes into picture. MCP is Model Context Protocol. So this is kind of a universal plugin. Okay. So if you wanted to perform some action, you just add the MCP server plugin so that will be happen properly. Uh, In the comparison, I can give you a simple example. If you wanted to connect your earphones, plugged in earphones to your mobile, you have a jack, wired jack. So without that wired jack pin, if you wanted to connect two wires, it will be very difficult. Two wires connecting to mobile and the speed, the headset, it will be very difficult. But if you have a wired jack, it will be simply plugging. So similarly, MCB also acts like a USB in the AI agents. So it's going to create a bridge between your LLM and your agents to perform the task. So LLMs are widely used in all the areas, okay, to develop the scripts to perform any actions. So this makes AI agents to work at the fullest. So basically, this will interact with your LLMs and the tools. So this will completely, we can call it as an agent. Okay. So if you see the AI agents, we call them as LLM with superpowers. Okay. So LLM is a brain and it uses MCP to connect various tools like hands, eyes, etc., and perform the autonomous actions. If you take some travel agent, it will simply, if you give the instructions from and where locations, date, etc., it will search the flights from location and to location with the desired prices as per your requirement, and it will book the tickets for you. Okay, it will get the instructions from LLM, but LLM can't perform. So that's the reason agents comes into picture. They perform the task with the LLM's knowledge. Okay. And if you see the life journey of an agent, so it starts from user's prompt. User can able to provide the instruction in a simple text format. Okay, so these formats will be analyzed properly and understand the intent by an LLM agent, and LLM process those intent and come up with some specific set of actions. So those actions will be sent as a request to the output tools using an MCP translation. These tools will be executed based on the request sent by MCP, and the responses will be performed and the task will be executed. So that's how agents work in the real time. Okay, so I'm going to cover some of the AI automation frameworks using this MCPs and these things. So that's the reason I'm covering these topics, especially with LLM, MCP, AI agents. So in my upcoming video, I'm going to create an automation framework which is an end-to-end framework where you are not going to write a single line of code. Everything is automated fully by AI agents. I'm going to use MCP servers and create an automation framework completely. You just need to pass your acceptance criteria in the English text file. That is going to create a test plan, create the test cases, generate the test cases using a language. I'm going to use Playwright with TypeScript. Then it will execute the scripts, make sure it pass everything. If there are any failures, it will auto heal the failures, auto fix the failures. Then it's going to push the code into the GitHub. So we can eventually extend this to execute in the CI/CD and get the reports directly into your emails or Slack, Teams, channels, etc. But yeah, that's what we'll going to cover in next topics. And coming to me, myself, Akhil, I'm an AI automation engineer with over 8 years of experience in IT industry. And you can reach out to me if you have any concerns or queries. Thank you very much. Bye bye.